I was blessed, to make smart investments, outside the ring, just in the real estate world and a lot of other places that I was able to put my family in a position that, I took the long road so they could take the short road.
You're never gonna stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
I gave the sport of boxing my whole life. I dedicated my whole life to the sport of boxing. And all I ever wanted to do was put my family, my mother and my father in a comfortable position. My dad is a millionaire.
Floyd Mayweather clapped back after Stephen A. Smith suggested that the former champ might be facing financial issues. In a recent response filled with confidence and defiance, Mayweather dismissed the criticism, saying people will always judge, whether you're winning or losing. He emphasized that no matter what you do, the world will always have something to say. So if you're going to be judged, you might as well be judged while doing what makes you happy, Floyd explained. He insisted that he doesn't need to please everyone, but if he can entertain them, he will. This message reinforced his long-standing brand, living life on his terms, haters or not. His calm yet assertive response reflected the mindset that's made him both a boxing legend and a master promoter, never shy of the spotlight. Mayweather made it clear that no matter the noise, he's focused on doing what he loves, his way.
People are going to always judge you. No matter if you're doing good, if you're doing bad, you're going to always be judged. So it's best that you be judged in doing what you want to do, because you can't please everybody. You cannot please everybody. So if you can't please everybody, try to entertain everybody if it's possible.
Floyd Mayweather opened up about the reasoning behind his flashy lifestyle, saying it's not just for show, it's about inspiration. According to him, the cars, jets, and stacks of cash aren't just symbols of wealth, but reminders that success is possible for anyone. He stated clearly that his intention is to motivate people, to show that if he could reach this level coming from nothing, others can too. He wants people to look at his journey and believe that hard work, discipline, and persistence can change their lives. One of the standout points he made was about his real estate portfolio. He proudly shared that he owns 62 apartment buildings and emphasized that he has no partners in any of them. These properties are fully his, reflecting years of strategic planning and financial management. For Mayweather, it's not just about boxing. It's about building an empire that lasts beyond the ring. This, he says, was a dream he worked toward quietly and diligently. He wants people to understand that behind the flash is real business, real assets, and real ownership meant to encourage others to dream big and work even harder.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Stephen A. Smith has been outspoken in criticizing Floyd Mayweather's post-retirement decisions, particularly his return to the ring against YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul. Mayweather's fight with Paul in 2021 was seen by many, including Stephen A., as a move motivated more by financial gain than a desire to prove his legacy. Mayweather, who had once reigned supreme in the sport of boxing, was criticized for stepping into the ring with a novice like Paul, whose boxing experience was minimal compared to that of a seasoned champion. Stephen A. argued that the fight lacked competitive value, pointing out that it was less about the sport and more about generating money. He expressed disappointment in seeing Mayweather, a fighter who once dominated the sport, engage in a spectacle rather than a legitimate contest. To Stephen A., it seemed like Mayweather was prioritizing his financial empire over his reputation as one of the sport's greatest. This move, according to Stephen A., undermined Mayweather's legendary status and shifted the focus from his unparalleled skills to a more commercialized, money-driven approach to boxing. Ultimately, it was a fight that, in Stephen A.'s eyes, diminished the honor and respect Mayweather had once commanded.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
Moreover, Stephen A. Smith has consistently voiced his concerns about Floyd Mayweather's post-retirement exhibition matches, particularly his choices of opponents. While Smith did recognize that the fight with Conor McGregor in 2017 was reasonable, given McGregor's background in combat sports, he was vocal about his dissatisfaction with the direction Mayweather took afterward. Stephen A. saw a disturbing trend of Floyd seeking fights with opponents who were clearly not on his level, like Logan Paul, as a way to collect easy paydays. This, to Smith, undermined everything Mayweather had achieved throughout his career. For Stephen A., boxing was always about legacy, about proving yourself against the best in the world. However, Mayweather's exhibition matches began to look less like competitive challenges and more like cash grabs. Mayweather, once celebrated for his undefeated record and skill, appeared more concerned with making money than solidifying his place among the all-time greats. Stephen A. has repeatedly argued that by engaging in such bouts, Mayweather tarnished his legacy and diminished his standing in the sport. The issue wasn't necessarily about Mayweather making money. After all, he had earned it through his hard work. But for Stephen A., it was about the purpose behind the matches. Floyd's actions signaled that financial gain had overtaken the deeper meaning of competition, something Smith believes will forever leave a mark on Mayweather's once legendary reputation in boxing.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
Stephen A. Smith has seen firsthand the extravagant lifestyle that Floyd Mayweather leads, and it's hard to overlook the sheer opulence that defines his existence. One of the most notable aspects of Mayweather's wealth is his obsession with luxury cars. It's been reported that Floyd owns over 100 cars, each one more expensive than the last. From rare Lamborghinis to customized Bugattis, Mayweather's garage is a symbol of his financial success and penchant for high-end vehicles. The man's collection goes far beyond what most could dream of, and Smith, having been close to Floyd for years, has witnessed it all.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo, Bugatti. Let's walk over here. I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
This love for cars is just one manifestation of Floyd's excess. Beyond the vehicles, Mayweather is known for spending millions on jewelry, watches, and other symbols of wealth. He constantly flaunts his success, whether it's through his social media posts or in interviews. Smith has a deep understanding of the business side of Mayweather's empire, recognizing that his wealth isn't just a result of his boxing career, but also his savvy business dealings. Floyd's brand is built on the persona of Money Mayweather, and his financial empire extends far beyond the boxing ring. Stephen A. acknowledges Floyd's hard work, discipline, and relentless pursuit of success. Mayweather's ability to maintain such an extravagant lifestyle is a testament to his business acumen, turning his name into a brand and ensuring his wealth continues to grow, even after his retirement from professional boxing.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3-1.
And you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15 million.
In a revealing interview with sports commentator Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather was asked a straightforward question. Did he care more about his legacy or his money? This question cut to the heart of a major theme in Mayweather's post-retirement career. Known for his money persona, Floyd didn't hesitate to answer. He openly admitted that throughout his career, his primary focus had always been securing wealth. This statement underscored a shift in priorities that many have noticed since Mayweather's retirement from boxing. For years, Mayweather had been hailed as one of the greatest boxers of all time, achieving an undefeated record and amassing a fortune through his strategic fight choices and business ventures. However, in this interview, Floyd didn't seem to place as much importance on his legacy in the ring. Instead, he focused on the financial aspect of his career, revealing that he had made over $800 million throughout his time as a professional fighter. While this figure is undoubtedly impressive, it also paints a picture of a fighter whose ambitions, at least in the later stages of his career, were heavily centered on wealth accumulation rather than cementing his place in boxing history. Stephen A. Smith, who has followed Mayweather's career closely, seemed taken aback by this candidness. It also sheds light on the criticism that has followed Mayweather in recent years. His choice of exhibition fights against lower-tier opponents, like Logan Paul, seemed to confirm what Stephen A. had suspected. Money had eclipsed the pursuit of greatness. To Mayweather, securing financial freedom was the ultimate goal, even if it meant sacrificing the purity and honor of the sport. In the end, Floyd's legacy might be defined more by his wealth than his boxing achievements.
In the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what?
Stephen A. Smith has pointed out that Floyd Mayweather's money-focused image has had a significant impact on a new generation of athletes. According to Smith, today's up-and-comers don't look up to Mayweather for his incredible boxing skills, his flawless footwork, or his legendary ring IQ. Instead, they admire his bank account, the spectacle he created, and the persona he's built around wealth. This shift in admiration, Smith argues, is a disservice to the sport of boxing. By prioritizing the financial aspect of Mayweather's career, a dangerous message is being sent to aspiring athletes. It suggests that money is the ultimate goal, overshadowing the importance of mastering the craft. Mayweather's success, once a testament to his dedication and skills, now risks being seen as a blueprint for financial gain rather than athletic excellence. Smith fears that this focus on wealth and spectacle could undermine the integrity of the sport, which has always been about mastering one's craft and proving oneself in the ring.
It's the businessman in Mayweather they actually love even more. As the sun clearly set on the boxing career of Mayweather, many can reflect on a lot of things about the man. He wasn't a Mike Tyson-like knockout artist, or even Tommy the Hitman Hearns. To many, he wasn't even Sugar Ray Leonard. He certainly can't be confused with Muhammad Ali or any other fighter who's ever been socially conscious. No doubt he was guilty of domestic violence, as our very own The Undefeated accurately pointed out. He definitely had his share of boring fights that didn't give the people what they actually wanted to see. But that ain't the legacy these athletes are paying attention to. What they're paying attention to instead is the $1 billion plus Mayweather has earned in his career. How box office he made himself. How he's been his own boss, answerable to no commissioner, no owner, no GMs, and barely even the fans for the last decade in achieving unprecedented wealth, fame, and control of his own name, his own brand. And how despite strenuous efforts by so many to bring him down, they simply weren't able to do it. You want to see an athlete drool? The idolized displaying deference and respect? Watch.
Stephen A. Smith has frequently criticized Floyd Mayweather for his constant focus on money, often questioning whether his obsession with wealth overshadowed his legacy in boxing. However, Floyd has defended his actions by revealing that his ultimate goal was always to provide for his family. In an interview, he expressed that he dedicated his entire life to the sport of boxing, with the intention of securing financial stability for his loved ones. Floyd emphasized that he worked hard not only to ensure a comfortable life for himself, but also to make his father and mother millionaires and set up future generations. Mayweather's investments, he explained, were made with his grandchildren in mind, aiming to build long-term wealth that would outlast his career. Despite the lavish displays of money, Floyd insists that his primary focus was to create a lasting legacy for his family. Additionally, he highlighted his charity work, such as playing in a cancer benefit basketball game just 24 hours after his fight, showcasing his dedication to causes beyond personal wealth. Even before fully embracing his Money Mayweather persona, Floyd had difficulty accepting the idea that other fighters were earning more than him. This became particularly evident in a heated exchange with ESPN anchor Brian Kenny, who suggested that Oscar de la Hoya was a bigger money draw than Floyd. The remark sparked intense jealousy in Mayweather, as he believed his own achievements and skills should have earned him the top spot in terms of financial success. Floyd's reaction revealed a deep-seated need to be recognized as the highest earner in boxing, something that fueled his later transition to the money persona.
We already know what I can generate. We already know what I can do in the sport, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
You waited over a year to come back.
And, I've been gone from the sport, and what these fighters done since I've been gone, together in pay-per-view, out of all the fighters, haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
The pay-per-view has been pretty good for Manny Pacquiao fights lately, Floyd.
They still haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
Well, one was with Oscar De La Hoya, who was the cash king.
I'm the cash cow, please.
Not compared to Oscar De La Hoya. Have you drawn as much as Oscar De La Hoya in pay-per-view, Floyd?
De La Hoya been on pay-per-view 1,000 times. It took me 2 times, 3.5 million homes. Me, Floyd Mayweather.
No, with Oscar De La Hoya, though.
Oscar De La Hoya ain't do nothing. Did he win?
It was a split decision loss, as a matter of fact.
Come on, man.
This early jealousy became a driving force in Mayweather's career, pushing him to strategically align himself with high-profile, lucrative fights. It led to his relentless focus on maximizing his earnings, regardless of whether his opponents were truly competitive or not. Mayweather's pursuit of financial dominance reshaped his approach to boxing, transforming the sport's landscape by prioritizing paydays over traditional legacy building. His refusal to accept being out-earned by others set the stage for the spectacle-driven, money-focused phase of his career, ultimately leading to the controversial exhibition bouts that defined his post-retirement years.
Well, like I said before, Oscar De La Hoya is doing one hell of a job. We got Mayweather Promotions.
What does that have to do with what I just asked you?
It's the past, the present, and the future of sports and entertainment. And I think that Leonard Ellerbe and Al Heyman is doing a hell of a job as my advisors.
Why not face the winner of the Pacquiao-Marquez fight?
I just answered your question.
No, you didn't. I must have missed it. What are you talking about?
I said Al Heyman and Leonard Ellerbe are my advisors, and they done one hell of a job with Floyd Mayweather's career.
So they didn't want you to face Pacquiao right away?
I'm not ducking and dodging nobody. You know what it is.
No, what is it? Is Bob Arum?
I got a list. Whenever it happens, it happens.
Is it because Pacquiao's promoter is Bob Arum? Is that the reason?
Well, you got to talk to Bob Arum, not me.
Tank Davis has pointed out Mayweather's reluctance to let any fighter surpass his achievements, revealing an ego-driven mindset that hinders the growth of new talent. This insecurity, Davis suggests, reflects a fragile self-esteem that wealth and success cannot cover up. By trying to keep others beneath him, Mayweather inadvertently stifles progress within the sport. Such an approach, driven by fear of being overshadowed, is unsustainable and could ultimately lead to isolation, both personally and professionally. It highlights the dangers of letting ego control one's legacy rather than embracing the evolution of the sport.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was going to beat you?
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think he's 5'30"?
He was hurt. He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
He's next in line. Just so you're next in line.
Is there like
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate for like
Yeah.
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
Floyd Mayweather has always been known for flaunting his wealth, frequently showcasing stacks of cash, luxury watches, and expensive possessions. His penchant for displaying his financial success, whether by posting pictures of money on tables or flaunting his extravagant lifestyle, became a key part of his money persona. However, this constant display of wealth led to criticism, notably from Oscar De La Hoya, who warned that athletes like Floyd, who spend lavishly and show off their fortunes, often go broke early in life. De La Hoya's words, though seemingly prescient, reflected concerns about the unsustainable nature of such an approach. Over time, Mayweather's lifestyle seemed to catch up with him. Despite his initial financial success, reports surfaced suggesting that he had mismanaged his wealth, becoming more financially vulnerable. This stark contrast between his earlier money persona and later struggles served as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of excess without proper financial planning.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, limited edition AP, all factory, 1.8 million right here. The $20 bills section. We like to call this the Andrew Jackson section, but I like to call it wallpaper. 200,000 in 20s. I heard in the song you can get the biggest Chanel bag in the store if you want it. Well, it's the biggest Chanel bag in the world. I got this bag from Karl Lagerfeld. R.I.P. May he rest in peace. Money getting like myself, always showing out, always talking Light 1.8 million. You know how it is. Check it out. Let them know it's all hundreds. Money made all day.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.